Alright guys, so in queer relationships, doesn't age gap matter?
Interesting.
Iron, so what's too young for you guys?
For me,
Yeah.
I had never gone younger than me until recently. Ever.
And how many years younger than you?
Now 2.
Just 2 years younger than you?
Oh, see, that's to me, that's nothing.
Yeah.
To me, that's
I couldn't do it.
No. That's you. Once you get past certain
Okay,
age,
so what's your reason for not being younger than you?
I don't know. I found that anyone I spoke to younger had a level of immaturity that I didn't like. But then I had that in older people as well.
Yeah,
So, but I found it more if I was speaking to somebody younger. Obviously that changed in who I've spoken to recently, but I was very much against going younger than me. Very much against.
Okay.
I'm older though.
For me, age doesn't even matter anymore because I've been with younger and older and they're both stupid. No, okay, no, I'm joking, not that true, but like in the sense of I've been with older girls and the level of maturity is.
But how much older are you talking?
4 years.
4 years? Well,
4 years.
That's your age.
My level is like 4 years.
That's like your age. It's not really age gaps, that's like your age.
like yeah, I'm like we're saying age gaps. I'm thinking like 10 years,
Yeah.
8 years, then kind of
I couldn't do 8 years.
You couldn't.
Nah.
8 years older than you couldn't do.
Older than me I could.
I think I'd be more likely to be with someone older than younger.
But is that because of your age now? Because obviously
I
10
think
years
so,
younger
yeah.
might make you like reaching
Those.
juvenile ages.
Yeah,
Some of y'all might be really young in here. Some of you might be young.
Yeah.
Like for me personally, like I have dated someone that was 9 years younger than me. So
Okay.
they was like 23 when I was
Older.
almost 30. I was about to be 30, you know what I'm saying?
You say nice.
Wait, that's so
7 years, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, 23. And I was 29, yeah, 7 years.
Why did it not work out?
Because people have got problems in their lives, isn't it?
No,
I
but
don't
you
want to
think
say
it
it
was
had
age?
anything. No, I don't want to say it had anything to do with their age. To be honest with you, I want to say it had more to do with like their demons and what they were dealing with. You know, like
Which is fair.
it's that stuff. Like
I don't know. I think that stupid as it sounds, for me, the age gap, there can be an age gap, but not if that makes you drop below a certain age. Like I dated someone who was 25 at the time. I was older, and when I look back, I'm like, what are you thinking? Yeah, because they're just so crazy. But if that age gap now would be nothing, because I don't know anybody else, but I see myself as being 10 years younger anyway.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. It depends. Like.
Alright guys, let's cut to the chase. 18-year-old and a 28-year-old. Is that cool?
no, I wouldn't.
Not if I'm a 28-year-old.
Not if I'm the 28.
But when you was 18,
I may have
It's
dated a
cool.
28-year-old.
but you think that 28-year-old is in the wrong? And Lisa,
I wouldn't say you're in the wrong because you're legal.
But they're
I
legal,
think
innit?
it's
They're
about-
over 18.
I think
What
it's
kind of
about
experience you
your-
have at 18? I wouldn't be questioning a 28-year-old.
or what if they just want a quick bang?
Then hey,
Well, then that's
thing, innit?
yeah. If it's
That's not a
That's
relationship,
it's just a
though.
sexual.
Yeah, it's not a relationship, though.
Relations.
It's really I agree with that.
So that do you think? But why not? Why not? If they can have sex, why can't they go out with each other?
It's true.
They can
If
go out
they,
with each other.
if they bond, if they get on, if everything's all good, that maturity levels are there, they got things in common. I don't know, if it works with them, it works for them. Do you know what I
I think
mean?
that's what it is. It's each to their own.
Yeah, each
I'm
to
saying
their
for me
own.
personally, no, but that's your thing. Do your thing.
I just at 18 you think you know everything. You know?
Oh, yeah.
You think you know everything. But at 18 I thought I was the one. Yeah. When I got to 28, there's no way at 28 I could have looked down and said, yeah, I could have dated my 18-year-old son. There's no way.
But there's not every 18-year-old that has the maturity that you had at 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is
Not
the thing,
saying
I
you were
thought I
mature
was
or not,
the thing is,
just-
I thought I was mature at 18, and even 28, I still wouldn't have dated myself back then.
Yeah, but that's you though. I've been through more stuff than a lot of adults that have grown, big people have been through in their lives. I can never sit here and say someone that's younger than me would be less mature, or someone that's older would be more mature. It's really based on a life experience.
for me, age gap came out like that. For me, there's a limit of how old I'm willing to go.
Mm-hmm.
And
that is.
well,
Go for it. Drop some numbers.
6 years, no more than 6 years older than me. Like if you're more.
Why?
Why? Because if you look 6 years older than me, I'm not walking down the street looking with someone. Walking the street with someone who's
But they could be 8 years older than you and look 2 years
fresh
younger.
like I'm 20. I look fresh like I'm 20.
Why do people pretend like these things don't matter to them? Oh, it's about personality, please. Yeah, when you first meet them, yeah, it's what you see on the outside. Now, if you come to me looking like you're 60, I'm not interested.
So just for looks, basically.
It's not necessarily just for looks. It's not just for looks, but there's also different things like, depending on how much older. There was a situation where this older stud approached me one time, and I felt quite annoyed actually because they were in their 50s, and at the time I was about 30. And for me, I'm thinking, hold on, you could be my mother, and you're approaching me, yeah. And what they're trying to talk to me about, me and you are not on the side. I can't relate to what you're talking about. I cannot relate. I cannot, like. The first thing a cup of tea. No, we're good. We're good. Yeah. So for me, I'm sorry. There's a difference. For me personally, I can't go
But I do feel like there are bigger age gaps in the LGBT community. Like there's like I do feel like you see a lot more relationships in the community where the age gap is great.
What then in the straight world?
No, not in the straight world, but I have heard a lot of people with like people like 10 years younger, 10 years older.
I've seen people younger and older, and personally, from experience, I prefer someone who's probably around my age, a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I don't think there's a problem with it though. I don't think there's a problem with it though. If you want to be with someone who's 10 years younger or 10 years older.
I think
I don't think there's anything
when
wrong
you
with
hear the
it.
word old, you automatically assume maturity, do you know what I mean?
Experience.
And experience and stuff, but then you can't really say that someone younger doesn't have
Those same facts.
those same. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's about getting to know someone, but that's you assuming that's where you need to get to know people.
It's mad because when I was like 18, 19, I remember like fancying 30-year-olds, 28, 32 being like, oh my god, this is the age that is just above this. But then now being 32, I'm just like, I don't know about dating anyone down there. Like, I have 21-year-olds trying to hit me up, and I'm like, nah.
26-year-olds at this point are a push. Like now that I'm 36, like I said, that 10 years really important to me because I do think there is a difference between someone who's in their mid to late 20s reaching their 30s and someone who hasn't reached that age group. I actually do think there is a difference. Like not in experience, maybe not, but actually in like how you see yourself in the grand scheme of your experience in the world. I think when you reach 30, something shifts in you that doesn't happen before you're 30. So for me,
I think you realise that 30 is not as old as everyone says it.
Yeah.
I feel like a light switch went off in my head where I kind of stopped seeing the world through the same like lens that I'd been watching it for the last 20 years, let's say. So I realised I didn't care about what people thought about me as much.
I don't think that matters enough for you to not want to.
No, I always give anyone a chance. Anyone would have a chance, apart from, like I said, a kid. And a kid.
22-year-olds.
22 is a kid, really, now for me personally. But that's just because, my daughter's 18, so there's context there. Yeah, there's context there. So for me, that's what I mean. So for me, like under 25, it's like, oh, my kid was in school at the same time as you. Kind of thing. You know, that kind of creates a different psychology in your own mind as a person. So it's like, no, not for me.
Alright, if you guys saw a 22-year-old and a 42-year-old, well, are you giving them the side eye?
No, it's down to them. Let them do their thing.
Boy, I might give a side eye, you know?
No,
I'm gonna be honest, because everybody, we're all sitting there saying, no, we wouldn't. Yes, we would.
I wouldn't.
The first thing you'd be like,
So I'm saying.
Would you think that the younger one is getting the money off them?
Yes.
No, obviously I'm not going. I wouldn't judge them. Do you know what I mean? Why would I judge them? Let them do their thing.
But what I'm saying is,
I mean, judgment's natural.
The first thing you just mentioned was about
I would side eye in that context. Yeah, like.
Would you think
42
that?
is not that old. You what do you know in life?
To a 22-year-old.
No, it's not old. It's not old, but to a 22-year-old, like
Substantial.
yeah, nearly double their age.
It's a lifetime. It's a whole college education.
I think it's down to them, innit? It's down to that person. It's down to that person. Then to individuals. It's not our business. I'm a sort of person who's a go-getter. I'm an ambitious person. So when I see someone doing bits, I wanna. Do you know what I mean? I wanna roll with you.
I find that when it comes to like dating anyone that's younger than me, they tend to have this kind of naivety that I think I had, in all honesty. So maybe I'm putting my own perceptions onto them, but like when I was that age, there was like this excitement, and I ain't trying to break someone's heart and
Show them the real world.
yeah, no, but no, I feel like I can easily manipulate someone of that age, and I think that I can manipulate people my age and older.
Agreed.
Yeah, let alone someone that age. Like, I don't think you've lived enough, learned enough to get past the stuff that I say and all the stuff that I might not do that you're hoping that I do and all of that rubbish. So I can't go for the younger ages. I'm gonna end up breaking someone's heart, and I'm not trying to do that.
I agree with that. I don't think that, personally for me, I can relate to people that are younger than me. What they're going through, what they...
But you've been through it, why can't you relate?
Yeah.
Because I'm past it. I'm at a new stage of my life, so I'm dealing with that. I'm no longer dealing with that.
But you can relate, you move to more so they can't relate with you.
I'm not willing to go back and go through it again with you.
No, but life is life.
You're younger than
Yeah,
2 years.
that's what I'm saying. That's the youngest I've gone.
Like,
And that was a struggle for me.
I don't know, man.
No, that's your
I don't
perception.
think
That's your
I
perception.
am.
Do you think you have like a straight perception in your head then of like, you know how like girls only like date guys that are older, guys really date girls that are younger. So maybe as you're growing up thinking of your girl, maybe because you're more feminine as well, the girls that you'll be with have to be older.
No, because I be with girls my age and older, yes, and obviously 2 years.
But it kind of sounds like it then.
I hear what you're saying, I do, but for me, it was always just like, nah, I can't. And every time I explored
But you don't
that,
really have a reason.
No, because every time I explored it, I always got to a point of, no, you're irritating me.
Do you know, I can
Always
relate.
got to
Do you know,
that
I
point.
actually can relate because when I have dated someone younger than me, they just irritate me so much. They
always get to that
do
point.
stupid things. You know, they're not fully grown yet, and I still feel they got a lot of more learning to do. And I'm attracted to mature people. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to have business together. I want to build an empire. I've been with someone who's older than me, and I just felt complete. I loved it. Like, she was teaching me new things, she was doing bits, she had a mortgage, she had the children, she had the car.
So someone younger than you could have a mortgage.
I know, but
I think
I'm just
this is
saying.
your perception of these younger
I'm just
people.
saying, it's just different. It's just, with someone older, it's just like, it's just grown, you have grown conversations.
Not necessarily, because
For
there are
me
people that are older
personally,
that idiots too.
If
For
I
me
can
personally.
if I notice that you are younger, if there's things that you were saying and doing that make me say, how old are you? Yeah, like, then I'm like,
Like what?
talking to me with slang words,
Slang,
72
yeah.
seconds.
No, so what if they're older?
You can't.
No, but if they're older than you and they've got the older slangs, that's okay too.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah, but-
either.
Again, the older slang is more of my time, is it not? A little bit more like.
No.
Again, I'm not going too high. Remember, I've got 5-6 years. That's my limits. So
higher than that, you think that because slang and stuff could. No, I'm just like.
people in the slang, but older slang. you said what about the older people slang?
What?
Yeah, I'm talking about young people that maybe not understanding what we're talking about.
that is.
I think they can both be irritating. For me, older or younger, but I found it more with younger people than I have when I've spoken to or been with older people. That's for me personally. But then I suppose it depends on who you're drawn to, and because I don't get past having conversation. I've never got to relation or anything because you annoy me.
Irritating.
Like you begin to annoy
That
me.
might be you there.
I believed I was very mature for my age when I was younger. Looking back at me now, I'm like, could have handled that better.
I think at 18, I thought I was the don. I knew everything. No one could tell me nothing. Try and make me pay some bills at 18 and see if I can really do it, really.
I remember seeing like online there was this woman, she's like in her 80s or something like that, and she's on Tinder and them things, and she has like
dating
these
young
young men. What do you guys think of all of that?
Is this a true story?
Yeah, what things?
She's 18.
Yeah. She's on Tinder. She's like, oh, we're gonna go out and date, and talking about like I'm not wearing any panties.
Yo, I'm saying live your best. If someone finds her attractive, wants to be with her, then.
But do you think it's different in the gay world then? Do you think that, like, do you think it's more acceptable in the straight world?
I think it's more acceptable in the gay world.
Like 60 years age gap.
I think it's more acceptable in the gay. In the gay.
Why?
Because people, okay, if you think about a man and a woman, a man, like, they're thinking about, this big man penetrating this young little girl. Do you understand? But when it's like females.
Maybe because you said it like that too, but anyway.
People think about the physical aspect all the time when it comes to things.
Okay.
If you think about an older woman and a younger girl, they're not going to think, it's not that bad, isn't it? Do you understand?
Right, but an older man and a younger man.
Oh, yeah. What's that called? Twink, innit? Twink. Twinks, that's it. Twink. There's no section in Pornhub for older women and younger women. It's not a thing. It might be, but it's not prominent, as in with gay men. Do you know what I mean? It's something that needs to be tackled and addressed and help with therapy, probably. I don't know. As long as they're legal, as long as everyone's legal. What's legal age? 18, right?
Too, though, like,
16 or whatever.
Legal or not, like,
have some morals.
Have some morals. Like, if you can't have a conversation.
But who's saying they can't though?
That's what I'm saying.
But we said if you can't have a conversation.
My God. But it doesn't matter about the age when you're saying not having conversation though, because you can't. There's a possibility of not having a conversation with someone your age as well. So I don't know why we're even bringing in if you can't have a conversation, because we're not going to do anything with anyone if you can't have a conversation anyway. Yeah. So what is it specifically about these ages then?
As a 60-year-old person, you can't honestly say that you look at someone in their early 20s and be like, yeah, this is someone that's on my level and can have the same kind of energy and experience that I have, in a sense of who you are. You live in two different generations. Like, what they're going through and who they are is depicted, sadly, by the society that they live in now, which is going to be different to the one you're in. So the only way that you're genuinely relating to them is if you're not at the point where you need to be in your life, which you need to address within yourself and stop looking for these babies.
What on earth, okay, has a 60-year-old got dealing with somebody who is 30 and 20? You're nasty.
Because my niece and nephews are like, my eldest niece is like 23. So it's when I was changing nappies that age,
and my daughter's one of the
up.
oldest like children from my family. You know what I'm saying? So it really is like, yo, that is close.
Yeah.
You know, like now I'll be like 28 seems young, 27 seems young to me now.
Seems young?
Yeah, it seems young now because my daughter's 18. Like she's about to go into the university. It's like, oh, you're a young adult.
I need to know your age.
I'm 36, so I'm like, wow, you're a fully young adult now. So that means that the
That is-
people
that's
you're
10 years
studying with,
difference,
they could be, some of them could be at the like.
Couldn't that be fun?
The same age range of me.
Couldn't that be like a fun experience?
For what?
For you, because they're that age.
No, that's not a fun experience. I'm good with that, you know what I'm saying? I'm alright.
Fair enough. But yeah, you guys don't give me no real reason. I mean, I respect your one, but this whole conversation thing, I said because my niece and nephews.
Same
That's the
thing.
reason why it's lower.
Yeah, it's weird. Lower. Higher, I'm not gonna go anything that's gonna seem like it's near my parents' age.
Fair.
That's anything beyond that. I think it's just a bit much. I'll probably go to as old as like my eldest brother's age, which is like 46.
You get that? Oh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
because
go.
I'm able to have conversation with that age. I'm used to talking to that age group.
So we're back to conversating. Did I just dismiss conversating?
No, but I'm saying I'm able to do that. I am able to do that. But you guys aren't able to do that for some reason.
We're talking about younger though, not older.
Older as well, you guys already said that.
No, I said
anyone can be annoying.
Whatever.
Anyone can be annoying on either end of the
Let
scale.
me tell you something, yeah? Let me tell you something. Do you know what it feels like to be a feminine female, to walk in a room and have a bunch of older studs, 50 plus, trying to come onto you? It's fucking horrible.
But why are you disgusted at their age?
It's horrible.
But why are
It's
you
not
disgusted
nice.
at their age?
Because I feel like you, pardon?
Why are you disgusted at
Because
their
you
age?
should be looking at me like I'm your pitney. I'm 20 years younger than you. That feeling there is not nice. I do not find that attractive. Not for me. Negative.
I don't need anyone that's after me and they're able to be my parent. Because, what? Were you looking at me? Oh, wait a second. Were you looking at me when I was like 11? Are you mad? But you had a loaded opinion of their age before you even talked about them looking at you.
Because of these reasons. Because of these reasons, there are certain things that one of the
So have you
first
never,
things I said-
like, so imagine this 50-year-old stud didn't fancy you, yeah, but you was having a conversation with her and you guys were chatting and then you was like, you've never started to think, oh, wait a second, she's a bit hot.
No.
You ain't never seen a 50-year-old stud that's hot? Or a 50-year-old woman that's hot?
No.
What is it their looks?
I can look
Or is
at
it their
her and
age?
say she looks wicked at her age and she looks wicked for her age. But do I want to be with her? Do I want to lay down and fuck her? No! No, I don't. Why?
Why? Because she's 50.
Because she's the same age as my mother!
So if you're taking out your teeth at night time, yeah, usually the person laying beside you should kind of be around the same kind of levels, Bridget. Yeah?
If they're the same age as your mum,
Okay,
that
yeah,
is
mum,
mad. That's mad.
okay. We're going into parent zone, we're going into parent zone. So do you think...
I said that from the beginning. I said like you like having someone who's older than you. No. When you look like you could be my mum. If you look like you could be my mum or you are my mum's age, there's just certain parents that can't do that. Sorry.
Yeah, but 10 years older than you is not your mum's age. And
Someone who's 10 years older than me could look like they're my mum.
but they could also not
If you
look
look
like
that way, it's still not happening.
But they could not look... I don't know why you're avoiding the not looking like that. If they don't look like that, they're good looking, you're able to have conversation, they're not making creeping you out.
Chances are I might write off. Chances are.
Just because of their age.
No, that's madness. That's madness.
I think people are people at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how old or how young you are. If I don't gel with you, I don't gel with you. You can be annoying to me for a plethora of reasons.
I've always been the one to do bits in my relationship. So to get with someone who's older and they're doing better than me, I love that. Now, in the news, they're kind of discussing that they want to legalise paedophiles dating underage children. They want it to
No. It wasn't legalising it. They were psychologists saying that it's a legitimate sexual preference. Meaning that okay, this is all foolishness, clearly, but like adults who find children attractive is apparently a sexual preference.
But they're trying to link it to the LGBT community, aren't they?
What?
Yeah, they want they want to add an extra. They want to have their own fraction of the LGBT.
No.
Umbrella. It's
They
going
want
to
to
be
part
under
of
the
the
umbrella of LGBT.
Which in turn would make it legal, because if the psychologist said that that's how it is, that it's actually a preference, then therefore it would make it legal. By having it legalized.
It's insanity.
But the thing is that already we're seen as being seedy and promiscuous
Yeah.
and all of that, which is another reason why I think like someone said a 60-year age gap. No, I'm sorry, it's not right. 6-year age gap between.
Do you guys see paedophilia as a sexual preference?
No, of course not.
But if they're attracted sexually to a child, is that not a sexual preference?
Well,
Not saying that they should be a part of the
It is a
LGBT, but I'm
sexual
just saying,
preference.
is it a sexual preference?
prefer children.
Yeah, it is. It is a sexual preference.
But I think that comes from a trauma, right? Like that's what I'm saying. I don't think a fully functioning adult who's got a healthy psyche is attracted to children.
Yeah.
I think something along their lifetime, traumas, some experience, like stopped them from
They weren't made right.
growing, like in the
Trauma.
right. Yeah, some
Example,
trauma
okay,
affected them, so then they become
Yeah.
like. They're unable to be attracted to an adult or anything. They stay in some recessive state of mind.
Yeah.
So they're only attracted to children because the vulnerability, I suppose, or that I don't know why, but it has to be something like that because it isn't like a sexual preference.
Something happened to them at that.
Like,
at
yeah,
that
something
age,
happened to
whatever.
you. Like to be attracted to children, that's like odd. Like very odd.
Yeah, but that's what queer means.
Yeah, odd and strange. That's what queer means. So
Yeah, no,
by
no,
that
but-
definition,
Okay,
then it would be.
I hear what you're saying, but still no.
But I don't believe it should be under the umbrella of LGBT
And why
or
not?
associated with, because okay, cool. LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. We like people of the same sex or both sex.
It's queer and
Yeah,
intersex.
whatever. But my point is,
It's
Plus.
consensual.
we don't.
Plus.
You're forgetting the plus. Plus is everything.
Yeah, I know, but listen to me. Like, we're not paedophiles, you understand? We don't like.
Yeah,
younger
but you're
children.
not trans.
That should be. That
or
should
you're
be,
not
yeah, trans people,
intersex.
They're not paedophiles. Paedophiles is something separate, completely different. I don't think it should be under an umbrella of LGBT.
No, but you can be.
plus.
The thing is,
What
the
do you
thing
think
is,
it
you can
is?
be straight and be a paedophile. You can be
Yeah,
gay
you
and be a
can.
paedophile. Like,
Yeah, but
so-
straight
That's
under
a fair
LGBT.
point. That is a
Straight
very
isn't under
good point.
LGBT. I'm only referring to LGBT. Do you understand? They're trying to merge it all together.
Yeah, but it's
They're
what I'm saying,
trying
how
to
can you
link
merge that?
it.
You can't merge that if you can be straight and still be a paedophile. So how can that even fall into the LGBT?
Yeah.
Do you understand
That
what I'm
is
saying?
So I'm saying it's like
Very
they should
good.
have their own entity. They should do their own thing. Do you understand?
They shouldn't do that. Maybe not.
They shouldn't be. They should exist. They shouldn't exist in the first place. You understand? My point is, it's very upsetting to my soul that people like to associate gay, especially gay men, with paedophilia. Because I'm not lying to you, a lot of paedophiles are attracted to younger boys. The men do like younger boys. You understand? Whenever you hear about
And
paedophile stories,
no. Little girls get a lot as
they
well.
do. But more time it's
No,
it's a
you
boy.
always hear the story of the uncle or the dad or the friend.
When I was in school, obviously I've got my dad who's homophobic at home, and then everybody else outside is supposed to be peace, love, and everything, right? But I'm got these conflicting things happening at home. I know what I like, but I'm not supposed to like that, so I'm keeping this in. And then it got to a point where someone said something about the teacher at school, and because they said something, I refused to have a shower at school because the teacher might watch me. Like, there's a clean difference between just because she was a lesbian, she's got to watch me, because that's the idea I had in my head at that point.
Right.
That you're a lesbian, so therefore
you like kids as well.
You like kids as well,
Mm-hmm.
and that is the thought. That is the thought that people have in their heads.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
true,
the
actually,
people don't know how to distinguish two separate things. They just don't seem to be able to break away from that. And years later, I felt, do you know how bad I felt even having that thought? And I'm like 13 thinking this.
Do you think people still think that?
Yeah.
Like it's quite pretty
100%.
common.
100%.
This notion of all people that fall under the LGBTQI plus umbrella are sexual deviants. Like, come on, you've got paedophiles that are freaking straight.
Adults are consenting to whatever sexual acts they're involved in. Whether you know what that act is or not is irrelevant, but they're consenting people, whereas children can't consent with an informed awareness about what they're involved in and stuff like that.
Back to the point, because we're talking about paedophilia
and
in relation to the LGBT community. It started from age differences here. So, okay, you've got paedophiles who clearly are going well above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
No one approves, and they're trying to give that to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
No one here is down for paedophilia.
No way.
We'll pass on that, yeah.
All in agreement on that, but what is the age limits then? What are the lines we are drawing as people who are going to date younger than us and da-da-da-da-da? Because we were saying 10 years younger is fine and 20 years older, but that's your mum's age, and where do we draw the line? Because you were saying a 60-year age gap isn't a problem.
Yeah, I know,
But it goes
But when
into
you see
context. You have to apply context to statements. You can't just. It can't be a blanket statement.
So it's okay for others, the 60.
No.
It's so it's just not right across the board.
No.
You think that who do you
Someone's
think?
taking advantage of someone. The 60-year age gap.
Who do you think's taking more advantage? The 80-year-old or the 20-year-old?
I don't know.
The 20-year-old's got to be getting the better deal in that situation.
Who?
The 20-year-old has got.
No, the 80-year-old. Can you
No,
imagine?
the 8-year-old must have.
8-year-old's getting their life.
The 8-year-old must have
All the
bang.
energy.
No, but 8-year-old must have bang. That's what I'm saying. 20 years old, 80, babes. It don't matter how
The 80
good your body is.
They could be
It
broke.
don't matter how
They could
good
be
your.
broke. They
I'm
could be
saying
broke.
it's unlikely.
They could be broke.
But I'm saying it's unlikely that someone of that age is broke if they are outdated.
No, it's a
and all that,
fetish. It's a
trust me.
fetish. It tends to be some sort of like sexual desire that people have in the dark, and in many cases they don't even really want it to bring it to light, or they just want a little taste or a little dab of it. And I find that when it comes to the larger the gap, the more likely it is to be somewhat of a fetish, because maybe I just don't know what in my head they could be connecting with, but it just seems like it's sexual and they just want, I don't know, a little bit of whatever it is thereafter.
That's
Some people
what I
like
worry
that.
about. That's what I worry about. It being with that big age gap. Like for me, that seems like a fetish.
Yeah.
And then.
So again, that
Some
becomes-
people just like younger because it, you know, they
Six
it makes them feel younger
But
as
it's still a
well.
preference,
If you're
though,
18, you're dating a 20-year-old, it might make you feel like I still got it.
Okay,
Understand?
okay. So
I'm
if
still the
you
whatever.
saw this person, they was hot, you was chatting to them, and then you started to like date a little bit, and then they told you that they was really 18.
See you later.
But
That's happened to me before,
no, you
actually.
didn't know. You couldn't
happened
tell.
to me.
You couldn't tell.
Still biased.
Because they lied,
You're a liar.
or just because they're 18
Because
now.
you're a liar.
Oh, why you guys lying?
You're an 18-year-old
You guys are
lying.
lying. You guys are lying.
But
That's why.
one you lied and one you're 18. That just goes to
Okay, what if you didn't? What if you?
You lying ass child.
And then what if they didn't lie, but you saw them in a rave and you just like linked eyes, you were chatting, you didn't ask them their age. You didn't ask them their age because you just thought they were around your age.
Enjoying yourself.
And you were just talking.
I might take it. I might. If I've been able to socialise with you on that level and we're cool and you haven't actually annoyed me, alright, maybe we can see where this goes.
I feel like you're gonna prejudge them afterwards though.
Yeah.
Maybe. I can't say that I will because I haven't been in a situation.
They're already there, waiting to be applied.
Yeah.
Just waiting. I'll be surprised to you.
The way you picked up that pen.
The way you're breathing right now. The way you're breathing right now. You're breathing like a teenager. Nah.
Yeah, maybe we need to move past that. Maybe it's a bit of like prejudgment of
Yeah,
these
no,
ages that we need to
I wouldn't.
let go of.
I would. We would probably still talk. Do you understand? But back in my mind, I know that you lied and you're 18.
No, but if they didn't lie, you just
If
was
they
chatting them
didn't-
in a rave.
Like I said to you, it's happened to me before. Someone had lied to me and told me they were this age, and I thought they were a little bit younger. The lie, I think it's a lie more than anything.
But if they didn't lie, you'll be cool.
If I didn't, I saw them.
No,
in the club.
but you saw them in the club, you didn't ask about their age.
Because listen, a lot of people don't even look at age anymore.
That's why you have to ask. That's why you have to ask. People be like, if I'm getting ID'd for alcohol, right, then motherfucker, you need to ask ages. You need to ask ages because
I agree.
You just so happen to not ask this time. Wow. Like it's so rare. Like you just didn't ask. One time you didn't ask.
When I went to the bathroom, it doesn't happen. Ask, what's your name? How old are you? It kind of comes hand in hand. How do